In this exercise, we are going to start with this drawing and we will end up with this illustration. File, place, exercise 18. I click on the image, place. I'll make one click here. I bring the image. Now I click on image trace. OK. Image trace panel. I'm going to increase the threshold to 180. And just like that, I made the lines thicker and more visible. And now I'm gonna check ignore white. This is very important. And click on expand. I close this window right here. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna smooth these black lines by reducing the number of anchor points. I'll make sure it's selected. I go to object, I go to path and click on simplify. Right now we have 470 points. I'm gonna reduce this to about 300 and click away. And you notice the lines are much smoother now. I'm gonna select the rectangle tool. I go here and draw a rectangle like this, the size of the artboard. I'm gonna choose this shade of green. Right click, arrange, send to back. This is going to be the background. And now object, lock, selection. Back to the selection tool. Now I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna do the coloring using the shape builder tool. We have the black already selected. I'm gonna use this color and color the nose. I'm gonna choose this shade of orange and color these parts. I'm gonna choose the color white and I'm gonna color these parts. The ears and this part of the eye. I'll zoom some more. I'm gonna choose the yellow color and color these parts. Now this shade of green and I'm gonna color the eyes like this. And now we're done with the coloring. Select, deselect. I'm gonna open the layers window. I'm gonna lock this layer, layer 1, create new layer. I'm gonna name this layer shadows and make sure it's above layer 1. And on this layer I'm gonna draw some shadows using the pen tool. I'm gonna set the color to black like this. I'm gonna start with the tail. Gonna click here, click and drag, anchor, click and drag, anchor. I'm gonna swap fill and stroke like this so I can see, and I'm gonna click and drag like this, create a curved line like this, anchor, and I'm gonna close the path. Now swap fill and stroke. I'm gonna click on opacity. I'm gonna choose the color mode darken and I'm gonna reduce the opacity from 100% to 30%. Press enter. I keep going. I click here, click and drag, click and drag. I'm gonna swap fill and stroke, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, anchor, click and drag, and keep going. Anchor. Now Control Z. I go back. I'm gonna zoom some more. Anchor and keep going. Draw a path like this. And now I'm gonna close it like this. Swap fill and stroke. Opacity, I'm gonna choose darken. And opacity 30%. Press enter. I'll keep going. I'm gonna draw some shadow here. Click. Click and drag. And I'm gonna close the path like this. Opacity, color mode, blending mode, I'm gonna choose darken. And here 30%, press enter. I'll go up. I'm gonna start from here, click and drag, click. I'm gonna swap fill and stroke and keep going. I click and drag, anchor. I create one point here, anchor, click and drag like this, and put the cursor right here, click and drag like this, anchor. Gonna zoom some more, and I'm gonna close the path, anchor, and close the path like this. Now swap fill and stroke, same thing, blending mode, darken, opacity 30%, and I go up. I'm gonna start from here, click and drag, click and drag, anchor, and click and drag. I close the path like this, opacity, darken, here 30%, press enter. I go to the other ear, one click and drag, click and drag, anchor, and close the path like this. I'm gonna go to direct selection tool. Obviously I need to make some adjustments here like this. Now opacity, blending mode, darken, and 30%. The exercise now is finished. You go do the same, and don't forget to save.